Yeah. So in March of 2020, when the pandemic started and I started seeing people writing about COVID, and we had written about it already because it was a big concern starting in December and January, people were starting to say there's this virus coming out of China. Is it dangerous? And, the feeling was like the flu was far more dangerous at that point. So we had already sort of written about it and used it in some workshop examples. And then when they shut down and I saw people writing about it, I was like, oh boy, the healthcare communications world is in trouble. So we created a plain language cheat sheet, which we actually won a lot of awards for. It was a very well-respected piece of content marketing. And it was used by, hopefully hundreds of people who were writing about COVID. And the first week we released it, we only had like 120 downloads. And I was so frustrated because I really felt like this is a critical piece that's going to change, how people think about writing about this stuff. So I said to them, we're ungating it. I said to my marketing team, and I was like, this is not a lead generation piece. This is a value piece. We care about our community. We're in a huge global emergency. This isn't the time to count how many leads we get. That's not what we're trying to do here. And I don't know, there were thousands of page views after that. What also happened, so then I said we're ungating all of it because all of it was helpful. Like we have pieces about, SEO, and we have pieces about writing about difficult topics. And, all of our stuff is really geared towards the healthcare communication field. So I said, we're ungating all of it. Just ungate it. It's valuable content. We're not gating it right now. People need it. And our social media subscriptions went up. I always get them confused, but one went up 45% and our email subscriptions went up 55%. And that's because we were producing valuable things into the marketplace. People needed this content. They needed it now. It was helpful to them. They wanted it. And they didn't want to give their email. Like it was just another step that they had to complete. Now they're going to bother me. I'm going to, you know what I mean? So I say this with a big caveat. I mean, Andrew Davis made a big deal of it. Andy made a big deal out of it from Orbit. Ann Handley wrote about it. But one of the things that I really tried to impress upon them and that hopefully their audiences is that I'm the CEO of a small marketing company. I can make that decision. If you're the CMO, the chief marketing officer of a multi-billion-dollar company, it's a different thing because when you walk into your CFO, you need to use metrics that show that your marketing department is pushing the needle on revenue.
Yeah, but you still had some.
Oh, our sales jumped. I mean, we gained sales by 20% that year, but that might not be because of the content ungating. That could just be because people needed somebody to write all this content. There's no way to know. That's the thing. All these metrics are vanity metrics. When it comes down to it, the only way you can truly figure out, so we, let's see if I can do the math really fast now. I would say 15% of our revenue can be counted back to an inbound lead.
Mm-hmm.
But we have no idea because we can't really track anymore how many touch points there were before that person chose to reach out. And that's okay with me, but that might not be okay with a CMO. So that's the thing that I really want to impress upon people. And our marketing is getting more and more sophisticated. And there is this like, should we start gating stuff? The only thing that I could see us really gating, because we're going to spend a lot of money on it, is custom research. That would be something I could see gating, where we do research and show something in the healthcare communications field. We would want to gate that as a lead. But I don't know. I don't really feel that strongly about it. I really do feel like I'm trying to impact the way that people write and communicate about healthcare. I have this joke that, we're trying to make the healthcare web safer one word at a time. So I don't know, like it's a lead, whatever, either they'll become our customer or they won't. I'm not going to sweat it that much.
Because also maybe you write content for B2C. And at some point, the value of being generous and not trying to track everything might have been more profitable than like try to gate everything.
But that's not true. We write content for B2B also. And our B2B customers use our content. So I don't think that is what it's about. I think for me, if we're producing a piece of content, I want people to use it to make their content better, whether they patronize us or not, because I truly believe in our mission. And that's a value, right? That's where it comes back to the values of the organization. sometimes the real value of the organization is to make money. And that's okay. That's what companies exist to do. They exist to make money. But that's not my value is also to make money. I'm not in business not to make money, but my value is also around people who are terrified, who need help, and the people who actually create the content that can help them. Can we get better? And again, that's a very unusual situation to be in. And I think that what I would tell any customer, any client asking me, is try it with one piece, pilot a piece of content and ungate it and see what happens. Your sales teams might kill you. They might say, we can't exist on that because then we're not going to have real leads that we can follow up on. So every organization has to make that determination for themselves.
It can depend also on the type of content of the
everything.
No, it can depend on many things. It's just that if it's the bottom of the funnel content or very, very highly
100%.
You know, so
100%. But what I like to remind people is that nobody gates their blog, and there's tons of powerful stuff on their blog. So, and in asking people to subscribe to your email is a form of gating, right? That's what it is. So to me, it's sort of this conversation that tends to go in a circle, and it's better for every organization to decide for themselves where they're going to put their stake in the sand.
Thank you so much. I will get, if it's possible, if you can at some point send me the type of content it was about that you ungated it.
We ungated all of our content. You just go to our resources page. You can see it's all ungated.